Hey, welcome to the Watch and Whisper channel. This is G Butterfly, and tonight we're going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 4, episode 13. Well, there was a lot packed in this one episode, and as you know, I took notes because I don't be remembering everything I saw. I be trying to watch it, trying to remember. I said, let me take these notes. But they started off was when the guys were in the van going to Atlanta, event that Martel is having for his Inez wine release. And they went to a mansion, and all of the guys really liked the mansion. They were saying how nice it was. They met Melanie at the door. And at first I thought, damn, she overdressed with her New Year's Eve outfit on, all, the little shingling all over. But then the guys went upstairs and took a shower and came right back down. And I guess she wasn't overdressed. I didn't like her dress. I thought that was ugly. But I guess she wasn't overdressed because when they came down, there was about 12 or 13 women in the house. Now, everybody went upstairs when they first got there and called their wives to let them know that they made it safely. Maurice called Kimmy to let her know that they made it and how impressed he was with the mansion. Marceau called Tisha and told him that they had made it. And he said Martel was the only single guy and the rest of them are married and they know how to act, because Tisha was kind of concerned about them being there. Louis also called Tiffany. And all of the ladies said, hey, just have a good time while you're there. Tisha asked Marceau if the 4 of them were the only ones there, meaning the only men. And she said, well, y'all should have brought the ladies because y'all don't even drink wine. That was cold for, I don't trust you, Marceau. At least that's how I took it. Because she was like, y'all don't drink wine. Y'all should have brought us. Well, they didn't want to bring you, Tisha. How about that? Anyway, she said Martel doesn't get in trouble, that the guys are the ones that get in trouble. Marceau said, I don't get in trouble. And you know what that was cold for, Tisha? Cold for I could tell you anything and you're going to believe it. At least that's how I saw it. But anyway, all the guys showered, got dressed, walked down the steps. There were all the ladies, as I said a little while ago. Now, there was one lady who had on like a pink dress that had like some openings in the front, like some little cutout pieces. I thought her hair was gorgeous. I thought the dress was ugly as hell, but her hair was gorgeous. They kept the camera on her. She was kind of maybe my complexion, but her hair was short and it looked like she had a lot of little curls or twisties or something like that. But I thought her hair was absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's see. If you could have seen Marceau's face when they walked down and saw all those women, his face looked like, oh, we getting ready to be in trouble. God damn, that's how his face was looking. I loved it. I loved it. But, and I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit. But when they were first walking up to that house, when they first got there, did anybody see the back of Louis' pants? I'm like, he looked like he pooped on himself and he ain't changed his diaper. Did anybody see that? I did. That's why I took the picture. I'm like, ooh, Louis, your clothes be looking too sloppy on you. I'm going to need him to get a stylist. Tiffany look a little better this year. But sometimes Louis look a little too sloppy. And I think it could just be his size. Maybe somebody's not choosing the right fit clothes for his body shape. I'm thinking that's what it could be, because sometimes he just look real frumpy, and he's not a bad looking man by any means, but his clothes, he always just look real frumpy and just not like he's not well kept. Okay, now let's go back to the event that they were in. And I'm not saying it like Tisha, because you say event, but no, they're just going back to the event that they have inside of the mansion. Let's see. And why Maurice had those shades on in the house? I'm like, damn it, Maurice, you look like a fool. But that was just my opinion. But then later on in the show, Kimmy was telling Tisha that he buy a lot of shades and he buy her shades because Tisha told Kimmy, you've been stepping your game up with your shades on. And she was saying, well, Maurice is the one who really buy them. I'm sure he's in Atlanta shopping with the guys and he's going to buy shades. I guess that's just his thing. But the way TV works, guess what? Maurice will be coming out with a shade line. That's why they're talking about it. Mark my word. Marceau said that he's concerned that they were the only 4 guys in the house with all of those women. I'm like, why are you concerned if you ain't doing that, Marceau? But then I can understand because of the big fiasco they had with the last Atlanta trip. So I can understand why he would be a little concerned. I'd just be playing around. But I can understand that it didn't look good. It just didn't look good. Martel knew exactly what he was doing. Trust and believe. Martel knew what he was doing. But Martel went on to say that women were the largest consumers of wine, and that's why he wanted this small gathering before his actual wine tasting, which I thought this was it. But he wanted this small group of women and wine, and he just kind of wanted their opinion on it. And everybody said that it tastes good. I told y'all I'm gonna get a bottle, and I may do a video while I'm drinking it, and just to kind of let you know what my opinion is. But all of the ladies said that they really, really liked his wine, so that was pretty cool. And he said he purposely didn't tell the guys that all of those women were going to be there. And he just want to see how they're going to explain that to their women. I say, Martel's so damn shady and messy. I like the big Inez sign that they had outside the house. I know that's real popular right now when people are having parties, but I thought it was cute. And even Marceau, even Marceau said that he wished that Martel's mother could see that sign outside. So I really do hope that prior to her seeing it on TV tonight, that he took a really nice picture at night and showed it to the mom, in honor of her mother. So I thought that was very, very nice. Maurice said that Martel is going to tell and they're going to get in trouble. Well, you're not going to get in trouble, Maurice, if you don't do anything. He said the trip was turned into the last ATL trip. Huh. So did you get in trouble for the last ATL trip, Maurice? The linebackers. That's what they said. That's what Ariane said. I'm just going by what she said. But yeah, no, just be playing. Marceau was talking to all the women, and production is so messy because they had his mic loud where you can hear everything he was saying. He was just talking. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a grown man. He's able to talk to anybody he wants to. It just didn't look good. Because if you notice, Maurice was talking also, but they had his mic turned all the way down. You can just see that he was talking. You couldn't hear what he was saying. Production purposely made everyone aware of what Marceau was saying. I say they know Tisha ain't gonna be able to handle that. Why did they do that to her? Somebody messy. Y'all need to check and see who's on their production team, because somebody messy and they messing with Tisha. All righty. So Marceau went on to tell the ladies that somebody should have made his plate. I'm like, well, hell, you're a little out of line, Mr. Married Man. Tell me, well, my wife makes my plate. Well, clown, your wife wasn't there. How about that? Maurice also said that he felt like Maurice was just having too much fun because he was just socializing, and he said Maurice having too much fun. Now, I don't know what he meant by too much fun because all he was doing was talking. We shall see. Marceau said he wasn't a sommelier, and he just felt like if you like wine, drink it. And I agree with that because I love drinking wine. I don't drink it often, but I like it. And I just like it because it's sweet and it tastes good. So I don't have any other reason outside. It's just kind of sweet and I like it. But I agree with Marceau. If you like it, drink it. Everybody can't be a sommelier. The ladies and the guys all sat down to have dinner. And then they sat down and talked. Well, they were already sitting down, but they were talking about the wine. And the ladies kind of gave their opinion. And one lady said that she's just glad it's sweet. She likes sweet wine. One of the other ladies said she was just glad that it wasn't dry. So Melnica, who is Martel's friend and his manager, said, okay, we're going to play the wine game. I think that's what she called it, the wine game. And the four men had to actually create like a little commercial. And they had to try to sell the wine to the women. Well, Marceau went first, but I didn't even take a note because I didn't feel like it. And he told the ladies to close their eyes. So I guess he was trying to give them an illusion while he was talking to them, and they all seemed to be very receptive. Now, Lewis, Tiffany was going to be pissed off at you when she see. Look, I got my mic all in the thing, but I don't care. Tiffany going to be pissed off at Lewis when she see his commercial, because all that fool said was pop the bottle and spread your legs. I said, well, goddamn. That's all he said. Pop the bottle and spread your legs. I said, now that I feel like was a little inappropriate because you are a married man, and I don't care if you are playing around while you're making a commercial, a fake commercial. I still think it was inappropriate. But hey, what do y'all think? Do y'all think he was inappropriate for saying that for his commercial? Maybe that's what he was thinking about. We shall see. I'm sure some of them will come out. One of them ladies, they probably got him on an ironclad non-disclosure agreement. I'm sure they must be ironclad because you haven't heard anything, but we shall see. I just thought it was very inappropriate, but what do you think about that? Tell me in the comments if you think what he said was inappropriate. And we'll talk about it in the comments like we always do. Kimmy said that she's concerned and hope that everybody is on their best behavior. Tisha said that they should do a pop-up. Now she was laughing again and hee. She was dead ass serious. If Kimmy would have been down with it, they would have hit that road and drove their ass right onto Atlanta. Now she also says she hoped that they were on their best behavior. Why do you have to hope that your husband is on his best behavior when he's in Atlanta? And they keep putting it on Martel. They keep making it seem like because he's there with Martel, that something is going to happen. They all grown men. Martel can't make them do nothing that they don't want to do. He just giving them the opportunity to do it if they want to. Martel knew what he was doing. Martel said Louis and Tiffany are open. And he tried to just leave it hanging out there. And everybody jumped on it like, oh, they have an open marriage. He was like, no. Then what's old Louis say? No, we're just open to new things. Marceau with his old messy ass said, well, who are the new things? I said, you know what, Marceau is something else. Marceau said he wanted to know exactly what did Louis say to get to new things. I said, what you trying to say? You trying to say you and Tisha need to have that conversation. I know that's what you're saying. And let's see, Tisha said that they should have invited the girls to taste the wine. Unbeknownst to you, Tisha, he did invite the girls. Maybe not Martel, but Melnica did. What y'all think about Melnica only inviting those women and not inviting the women to the guys that came with Martel? She was because Martel said that Melnica put this whole event on. What do y'all think about Melnica? Knowing that these were 3 married men coming, but she invited all of these women. Tell me what you think about that too. Tisha said that she was bothered by all of the rumors at first, but she's no longer bothered, and it's due to her relationship with God. And she just feels like if anything was going on because of the relationship she has with God, he would put it right in front of her face. And until she has concrete proof that Marceau is doing something, she's not disrupting her household over rumors. I can understand that. So the group go to a strip club, and Tisha had already assumed it because she told Kimmy, I know they're going to a strip club. Well, yep, you were absolutely right because they went. Now, Maurice and Marceau both said that that's just not their thing. They said that's not their thing. Maurice was all into it though because he was telling Maurice, he said something to the fact of do it, Martel, get down with it, Martel, or something like that. So he was enjoying it, but trying to put off and say that he wasn't. He was. Martel said, married or not, the married guys like to have a good time. And it's not for everybody. You know, I think people just assume that men are going to like to go to strip clubs. And that's not necessarily so. I know some guys who say, nah, that's just not my thing. They don't want to, partake in that. So Louis looked kind of creepy. He looked kind of creepy on one scene when he was in the strip club. And I know that just could have been production and how they caught him with the camera. And so did I, because then you see the picture. Look, Martel was up on a dancer and he asked her, am I going to have that tonight? I'm like, oh, you sound so nasty, Martel. You don't know this woman, but hell, you might because you be in Atlanta all the time. He said, am I going to have that tonight? She said, you can't handle it. I say, okay. He told Maurice that could be baby mama number 6. Hot damn. I say, Martel, you something else. I say, you something else, Martel. Did I laugh? Because he said it in a joking way, but you better watch out here. She might be. Now, once this airs, I'm sure Ariana gonna find a reason to come out on live. If she don't, I'm gonna be surprised. I think she will. But if she don't, I will really be surprised. Especially after that scene. Let's see. Martel said when he gets a little look in him, who he really wants to be is who comes out. And that could be with a whole lot of folks. Because they say liquor make you tell the truth. I'm quite sure it make you act like you really want to act too. Just remove all your inhibitions. So they were at a strip club called, I think it's pronounced Code, K-O-D, strip club in Atlanta. Maurice said he's proud of Martel for turning his life around after everything that he went through last year. He said he's just really proud of him. That's the same thing Louis said. Marceau said it also. They were just all, cheering for him, and they want to see him win. And I do believe that they genuinely want to see Martel win. I want to see him win too. Everybody deserves the opportunity to bounce back and get their life back on track. We were all eating breakfast, but why was Maurice sitting at the breakfast table with shades on? He looked like a fool, but then again, that's why I say he may be coming out with a shades line. Now, the ones that he had on, they looked nice, just wrong place, wrong time, Maurice. They were saying that they were going to go to the rage room. After the rage room, they were going to come back, and then they were going to go have the actual wine tasting. And I remember last week they did say it was going to be 30 people at the wine tasting, and it wasn't that many for dinner, so I just assumed the first night was, but it wasn't. They're getting ready to have a wine tasting afterwards. And all the guys were cracking jokes on Martel because he has another male in his life, because his manager and a friend that he's been having for like 30 years, her name is Melanie, and they call her Mel as well. Martel said that he really feels good, and the guys said that they can genuinely see that he feels good. They can see it, because before he would say, oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, but the guys said that they could tell that he really was not good. And I think a lot of times we do that. We just try to convince ourselves, even though we know we could be going through hell. We just try to convince ourselves. But people that genuinely care about you, me, anybody, can see when it's not genuine and when you're really not good. Let's see, Martel told Marceau to just shut the shit down when Marceau was trying to talk to him about accountability. Martel was like, I'm not trying to hear that. He said he pretty much has made peace with what happened between him and Mel, and he's just moving forward. And he wasn't trying to hear that shit out of Marceau. He told him, man, shut that shit down. Tiffany meets with Melanie. Now, this way it got a little interesting. Tiffany meets with Melanie at Thrive Boutique. And she told Melanie that Lewis is not a self-starter. I just felt like this scene, Tiffany used it to really speak negatively about her husband. I'm not sure where this parent is going to go with those two over the next season, if they're signed up again, or for the next season after that. It's something with her and the way she's talking negative about her husband. I'm just not feeling it. But she said that he's not a self-starter and that she's his ignition. I said, you're trying to say your husband lazy? He looked like he could be lazy the way he dressed, but that's just based on his appearance. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a go-getter. But she said he's not, so we'll see how that's going to work out. In the confessional, Melanie's top was ugly with all that little shingle stuff up here. That was ugly to me. But I thought her makeup and her hair was really cute, but I didn't care for that top. Let me see. Tiffany called Lewis sexually needy. Now, how would you feel if he didn't need you at all sexually? You already say you don't be at home. Tiffany said that her love language is quality time, but it's kind of hard for her to find time to make quality time for Lewis. Now, Lewis done already told her, you need to make time for me. You're too busy. She says she go to work from 6 in the morning to 11 at night. I still want to know what kind of work you do, Tiffany, where you got to be gone all that time. Damn, that's a long time. She told Lewis what his love language was. So Melanie was like, wait a minute now. That might be projection. Tiffany said that there is a lot cover about Lewis. She says she feels any other man would really appreciate a hard-working woman. Well, I think some men would appreciate a woman that was present. She says she wants her husband to appreciate her strength, and he may. He just probably wants her present. Tiffany said men always want more. This don't sound good, Tiffany. Not at all. She mentioned that Lewis is in Atlanta with the guys, and since he isn't fulfilled at home, now you speaking that out into existence, you saying that he's not fulfilled. Now, Tiffany, if you know your husband isn't fulfilled, what should you do? But I guess you had time to think about it while you're at work all them hours. Mel said, stop putting that in the atmosphere, because she said that she hoped that since he's so unfulfilled at home, that he don't talk up on nothing in Atlanta. Girl, do that mean you don't even trust your husband? Mel said, stop that right now. She said, because I have faith in you and Lewis. I have faith in y'all marriage. And we just not going to speak that into existence. Mind you, they've only been married 2 years, and they already have these sexual issues 2 years into the marriage. The guys go to the rage room, and I thought it was so funny because they all just went to the rage room. You pick your weapon of choice. I guess they tell you, pick a microwave, pick a TV, pick whatever you're going to pick, and you just start hitting at it. And it's so funny because when Martel went to hit his object, I'm not sure what it was, he screamed out Miss Wanda's name. I thought that was hilarious because he said that was a part of his frustration. And they went to the rage room. Buzz, Martel said, when you find somebody in your life who really wants to see you win, you're going to win. And he was referring to his friend Melnica. Again, they've been friends, they said, close to about 30 years. So I guess they're from the same hometown. I mean, I can assume Huntsville. So they probably went to school together, because I think Martel just made 40. So he probably been knowing her since elementary school. And he was talking about her. He was saying how she really supports him and really wants to see him win. Now, Lewis said that he has pent up sexual frustration, and he used a sledgehammer to demolish his item. But it was good to see the guys just having a good time, bonding, laughing, playing. That was really good to see, because it was a real lighthearted moment, and that was pretty good. Now, on the bus, the guys continued to talk. The guys... what I said in a previous video was about Wanda does not respect any boundaries. And that's the same thing that Marceau said and Martel said, that she just does not respect boundaries. And by not respecting boundaries, you're going to cause problems for somebody. And you can look at Marceau's face, and he ain't really feeling it with Wanda like that. Now, Maurice talked about his son, Maurice Jr., whom they affectionately call Monster. And he was saying that Monster is just not motivated enough. He was complaining that at 14, why is he still waking him up? I'm like, well, you waking him up because you wanted him to come live with you full time, so he can be a full-time, hands-on dad. And what comes with that, Maurice, is having to wake your child up. Most teenagers don't get up on their own. You have to wake them up. Martel asked Maurice, what is he involved in? So he was saying 707, he played football. He named about 4 different things that Maurice Jr. is involved in. And they were like, well, what else do you want from a young man? He's already active and he's involved. What do you want? He says that, well, I'm the one who have to constantly motivate him. Then so Martel told him, you know what? He's only 14, man. You're going to have to wake him up. He's still a kid. But motivation is not something you can teach him. That's going to have to come from within. And I was saying that's really true. It has to come within. And Marceau said that Maurice is all frustrated because he wants his son to be more aggressive on a football field. Maurice, he's a kid. You're supposed to wake him up. He is not you. You can't expect him to have the same level of motivation and go get it. He's just a kid. You can't expect him to be you, and you have to accept that your child is going to be his own individual. Actually, that was coming from Martel. He was saying you got to expect them to just be their own person and not necessarily do things the way that you do it, but do it the way that they're going to want to do it. Or is not committed to his level of satisfaction. He said that his son like puts a toe in, he wants him to put the whole body into whatever it is he's doing. So Maurice Jr.'s motivation is not at the level that Maurice would want it to be at. He's a kid. He's going to be as motivated as he wants to be. And who's to say that Maurice Jr. really wants to play, let's just say football? Maybe he's doing it because his dad wants him to play. You know, sometimes you have that where parents try to live their life through their children. I wonder if that's some of it. I guess we'll see later on if it ever comes up in one of the episodes. Marceau said if he and Tisha were having any type of sexual issues, it'll be their business, and he's not coming out here and sharing that with everybody. Lewis said that he's sexually frustrated, but it's not an issue. But him saying that he's sexually frustrated and it's not an issue, that let me know right there that it is an issue with Lewis. And he better talk to Tiffany, and Tiffany better talk to him, because somewhere it's already a breakdown and they're only 2 years in and she want a baby. That's a recipe for disaster. So they all tell him that marriage is a challenge, and marriages are challenged and may end due to lack of money and lack of sex. And now Lewis was saying that they both agreed that they were going to really go hard on their own individual businesses, just go hard. So he's not tripping about the lack of sex, although it is a concern of his. He seemed like it's a concern because he generally wants to be with his wife. She come across like, oh, that's just another job I got to do. So somewhere there's a disconnect. So we'll have to see how this going to turn out all next week. Look like it's going to be a little drama because next week, because they showed Melody saying something about Melnica, what's his name, Martel's friend. So we'll see how it's going to turn out. This week it was all right. Wasn't nothing really make you say, ooh-wee. That's because Wanda wasn't on here. But all right, everybody, please consider liking and subscribing my videos. And share them out if you know somebody else who may be interested in hearing what I have to say about love and marriage, Huntsville. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.